Mastering the German prepositions is not always easy, especially because you can't really translate all of them into English because the meaning sometimes varies. In this video, I will be introducing aus, auf, an, beim und dem. Beim und dem are not exactly prepositions, but I'm including them because one of my commenters suggested it and confuses them, so in this video I'm aiming to clarify that. And yeah, hi, I'm your host Anna. Welcome to this channel, Bis German. And yeah, without any further ado, let's get right into today's video. So we are starting with aus, which can be translated as out of or from. So this one is indicating an origin or some form of movement. So for example, ich komme aus Deutschland. I am from Germany. This is showing an origin. A different example would be geht aus dem Haus. He is going out of the house. So it's used in the dative, so this means it's static, there is no movement. Now even though geht aus dem Haus, he comes out of the house, sounds like a movement, it's not really because it is coming from the house and it involves some sort of static or starting point, so to speak. So yeah, those are those two examples, and yeah, out of or from, that's when you use aus. So next we have auf, which can be translated to on, onto, or at, in relation to a surface. Yeah, so on top of things somewhat. So this one indicates a position or a surface, or also a direction towards a surface. So this can be used in the accusative case, so movement related, or in the dative, static point. An accusative example would be Ich gehe auf die Straße. I'm going onto the street. A dative example could be Das Buch liegt auf dem Tisch. The book is on the table, so it's static. There is no movement. So yeah, this is kind of like on top of. The next preposition is an, an. So this one is at, on, or vertical on the surface to something, so kind of like sticking onto something else. Yeah, so this one is used when you are referring to a point of contact on a vertical surface. So for example, das Bild hängt an der Wand. The picture is hanging on the wall, so onto something, sticking onto onto something. Yeah, that's the best way I can explain it. So an is used for accusative and dative. So yeah, so for example, an accusative example is Ich gehe an das Fenster. So I'm going to the window, but like you have to envision this like this. So ans Fenster is kind of like I'm going and I'm so close to the window, I'm sticking to the window, which is why it's vertical. Like an das Fenster, ich gehe. Let's imagine this is the window, and I'm like an das Fenster. Er ist am Fenster. He's vertically on the window. Then you have dative, which is ich stehe an der Wand. I'm standing at the wall. So yeah, this is static, and again you are kind of glued to the wall, which is why you're using an. So the best way you can use an or know when to use it is by imagining that you are vertically sticking onto a vertical surface. So the next word I'm including in this is not technically a preposition. It's a dative article, namely the one for the masculine and the neuter, but yeah, it's sometimes confused with the preposition, so I'm making kind of like a cut here and explaining dem. Dem is used for the dative case. There will be a whole different video on the dative. And so yeah, this refers to a masculine and neuter object. An example would be Ich gebe dem Mann das Buch. I give the book to the man. So whom are you giving this to? The man. So whenever you use whom or can answer the statement by asking whom, then you know it's dative. A different example is Ich danke dem Lehrer. I thank the teacher. Whom are you thanking? The teacher. So that's when you use this one, and yeah, there you have to just know whether it is masculine or neuter, I don't know how to pronounce this, in the normal, so nominative case, in order to use it in the dative. So next we have beim, which is in English it's at the or by the, and it's kind of the contraction of by dem. By is at, dem is the one we just discussed, the masculine dative article, and so you kind of have to imagine if by und dem had a baby, it would be beim, and that's how it's used. So beim is, it indicates being near a place or near an event. So it's usually in dative, that's when it's used, and an example would be Ich bin beim Arzt. I'm at the doctor's office. I have a different example which can be seen as a bit more tricky. So, ich habe beim Laufen meine Schlüssel verloren. While I was running, I lost my keys. Now, this one could be mistaken as there being a movement and therefore not being used in dative, but that's wrong because laufen, running, is seen as an activity, as a static thing. So while I was running, even though you're technically moving, it's the activity, and that's why dative. So, little summary. Aus, used for an origin, or if something goes from the inside to the outside, or like from somewhere to, so aus. Auf is used when you're referring to a surface or going to a surface, so it's on top of something. And it can be used for accusative and dative. So, yes. An is used when referring to the contact of a vertical surface or location. So, an der Wand, at the wall. Yeah. It also can be used in accusative and dative. Then you have dem, which is the dative form of der for the masculine or the neuter. So, ich gebe dem Hund das Futter. I'm giving the dog the food. Whom are you giving it to? The dog. Dative. You have beim. Beim is when indicating that you are near a location or an event. Ich war gerade beim Einkaufen. I was just doing the groceries. Like, yeah. Exactly. So I am at the shopping. You were there at the event. Seen as an event. Okay, that was it for today's video. Here are a few exercises that you can do by yourself. So there are the gaps and you fill them in with the prepositions or articles we just had. And yeah, if you feel like you got it, then that's amazing. You can also train yourself by doing online exercises. And yeah, I will also do videos on the 4 cases and more videos on prepositions because it's a huge topic to cover. And yes, thank you so much for watching, and I hope this helped, and if so, subscribe to this channel and like this video to not miss out on any more German content. Bye, thank you!